So we are the Tech Irrigation Group, and we are an automated watering system that you can use with your cell phone.
So this is our team. We have our CEO and our co-founder Jonathan DeHaro, and then our co-founder Paulina Soria, and then we have our intern Abe, and then me and Maria are the marketing and design team. And so the objective of our business is to reduce water waste in California by creating smarter irrigation systems for your home. And so how we would do this is we would create a sprinkler that would detect the weather and automatically calculate how much water is needed for your plants. And we would pair this with an app to make it more convenient for the audience. And so here are some of our sales statistics.
So to break even, we would need to sell 5,927 units in the first quarter to make up for the expense that we would need to put in to start the business, which would be $97,000. That's before tax. So I have listed like the best, worst, and expected scenarios for our sales for the first quarter, and it's all everything is done quarterly by 3 months. So if we don't make it to the expected and go under the worst case, then our business will fail within 3 months, and we will go under.
So the problem that we are trying to solve is that we want to increase gardening efficiency to make it more enjoyable and simpler for people with using the advanced technology. While you would figure out the most efficient way for you to actually water your plants and know how much of the plants that need to be watered. And our the customers that we're trying to aim for are typically people like around here in Napa, where they're busy, they work their jobs, but they do have a garden at home that they want to maintain. But sometimes they may not be able to water it or attend it as much as they are able to, or they don't have the time to actually go and figure out specifically what their garden needs. So those are our target. Those are our targets. And these are the graphs. Sorry. And these are typically right now in a really small poll, in a really small scale, about the people who said that in the first one is which one of them would use this water automated system if they could in the garden, and which ones would be more encouraged to actually garden if they had something like this produced. Right now it's typically 50-50, but we have developed it a lot more since then, so we're hoping that the numbers become better for us. So a solution, our company has created this app for the automatic irrigation system that we're hoping to possibly partner with a company to help us develop it. We have developed both an app and the system itself that'll help you with back at home with the gardening, that will connect automatically with, or that will connect with the app. So the app connects information from the local weather, whether it being with when you enter the zip code or your location, it'll do that in connecting. It'll allow you to use your water more efficiently, as based on the weather, it will determine how much water is needed, how much water, like if one day your garden doesn't need to be watered, it'll tell you because there's a percentage of rain. As well as that, there will be data provided that will tell you information, everything you need to know about a plant, whether it enjoys to be in the sun, whether it enjoys to be in the sun, it prefers to be in the shade, you have to take it in and out of the shade as needed, or if it needs to be in a specific soil, which soil is recommended, things like that, it'll all be in the application.
As for the design of the app, it starts off with an introduction and over a transition page. It's made to look very appealing visually, as well as overall as simple as possible in order for anybody to be able to use it. And it starts in with logging your information and making an account or signing in. So essentially, it only asks you for your email, your username, and overall your password. And transitioning over, and it gives you an instruction page in regards to filling out your information so that all the data is accurate and able to successfully connect with your home irrigation system, so that it keeps you updated in regards to inventory as well as weather. And it shows your profile in regards to your information and changing your settings, as well as overall what the weather page looks like, so that it gives you an estimate of overall what it needs throughout the day. And it gives you statistics about how the irrigation system is working, and then also gives you an inventory of the plants that you have, which once it's more a little bit more designed, it would include like a search bar as well as overall keeping everything organized. And as an example, we just have the page for a tomato, so that it just overall it keeps it very simple by including information such as like what it needs, soil levels, water, and whether it's an inside or outdoor plant.
Okay, so this is part of the physical test, so I can't see that far. So we also have a accompanying physical product that comes along with our app and culminates it into a system that works together. So data provided from the app also works alongside data provided by the sensors implemented in your garden. So we have a few designs of how the physical products could look. This is one of the little boxes that can replace your existing sprinkler system and use data from the app and the sensors to engage it and disengage depending on rain and other factors such as that. We also have a soil sensor, which is also solar powered, where that's where it gets its energy to provide push notifications to the app regarding soil moisture. And we also have another prototype of the sprinkler system. And this is just an all-in-one prototype where we have this is Abe's thing, but it basically is a sprinkler, but you put it in other parts of your garden, not necessarily your lawn. And it has all the sensors built in and can distribute the water among your like tomato crops, for example, instead of just being at your lawn. This is one.
And so for our primary marketing audience, we plan to market for people anywhere between ages of 35 to 50. And how we plan to advertise our product is we're going to use social media such as Facebook and Instagram, just by posting like simple photos about it and seeing how it really advertising the fact that it simplifies the gardening process. And then we're also planning to use magazine ads as well, just to get the physical paper copy as well. And this is before we created our actual logo, and it's just the beta design, and it's just really simple.
And that's kind of what we have so far for our presentation. Specifically, the rest we haven't really implemented it onto the document.
So, how's this, like, how big of a problem is this? What is like the statistics and the data? Like, I understand like water scarcity is a big deal, but like, where's the data that you have?
Well, this is as much like a product to like solve like water shortages as it is one to like just water your garden.
Is there any like data, like numbers?
We're not trying to solve the problem. That's just what he says.
We're not really we're not specifically trying to solve the problem, but we know that this one would benefit and potentially like help with it, yes. But since there are still we haven't implemented them to the presentation for that, we're still working on it. But there is evidence that like California, that it wasn't a job recently, and parts of it are still kind of like water is still pretty scarce. So this one would just be like a way for you to just aid it, so that it potentially it wouldn't happen again because of gardening. Like that wouldn't be like too much of an issue. I know before that was an issue when people didn't want to like quite let go of their gardens and trade it in like how people were saying that you should probably let go of them. But this way people could keep their gardens while still not overwatering them and like wasting water, as well as which is our aim, which is maintaining the garden in a healthy way and not being overwatered, and there's a bigger chance for the plants to continue to survive.
Okay.
To answer, we don't have any statistics as to water usage in California, but we will get back to that and add it into the presentation.
Who's your biggest competitor?
There are two other like big smart irrigation systems on the market. Our biggest competitor would be this one called Reishi.
So what would make people use yours instead of theirs?
So for the biggest difference is they require both the application and the system itself to run. So ours, you can use it with the app just itself using the data from the inputs you put, like let's just say you put your zip code, it takes the weather from the area, and you can just use that to know when to water your plants more effectively. Rather than them, you have to use the app in order to monitor their system, and you can't use one without the other.
Okay. So, how do you think people would? How much do you think this is going to cost? Like, if this whole system together, maybe just the app. Is the app going to cost anything?
Yeah, so pretty much like the what we have is we're gonna have like 8 employees that we will have, and like what the app will the cost of the app will pretty much be like their supplies, their computers, and then their salaries.
But like, how much is it free to download the app, or do you have to how are you getting your revenue?
Yes, we're aiming for the app to be free potentially. That's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
We're also selling a product.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're selling a product.
So like the app itself, we're planning to make free, while the other additional physical products will cost an additional price to the base free app. So
Do you have an estimate or?
estimate of the physical product itself, we're aiming for around $259 around there, similar to the competition.
Okay. Is there any way you get repeat customers or like people who?
I mean,
I'm just going
through,
off.
Yeah, just through
It sounds-
connections and recommending it to other like friends and family.
You'll get more
And
customers.
also like updates
That's
of
not a
like the
repeat
actual
customer.
system.
Yeah, that's like how do you? Well, ours was like how do you keep the same people going back over and over, but yours seemed to be like a one-time thing.
I guess another component to that really quickly is just overall emphasizing the customer service aspect, just because we don't really have a sort of recognition that kind of just has to develop over time. So potentially what could end up happening is that if we have really positive customer service in regards to how efficiently we're able to get back to them, or if there's any issues arising, quickly being able to fix that, then overall that makes a strong standpoint for us as a reputation.
So, what is your biggest cost? The salaries or the?
Right now, our biggest cost would potentially be getting the equipment needed for our office to help
Okay.
us improve with the application itself, as we are hoping to partner with the company to help us with the whole building aspect of the whole tech system behind for the gardening and stuff. So that would probably be it. We won't have any remodeling costs or anything like that. Just mainly getting our tech people that are working on the application, get them the needed things that they need.
Any questions?
Thank you.
So
I have a question now that you're done recording.